Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Coming to today's topic, we are going to talk about a much popular course of ICAI which they offer to all the chartered accountants post qualification diploma in information systems audit or DISA. Asking about videos, have you subscribed to my channel yet? If you haven't, well, go ahead and subscribe to it right now because I will be coming up with more informative videos for you in finance, mentoring, storytelling, and communication. Let's start. Coming to DISA as a course, let's talk about what is the eligibility, what are the costs associated, how much time you'll have to put in, and how much you have to study. Okay, now eligibility is being a chartered accountant. So if you're someone who's cleared CA finals and obtained your membership number from ICAI, you are eligible to sit for DISA. Talking about quarantine time, I'm recording this video on the 5th of May. And if I talk about current situation, we are in lockdown and we are in quarantine. ICI has reduced the fees of most of its courses, fortunately, taking in regard views of all its members, and this is a golden time to register for the courses because the fees for DISA has gone down from 20k to 14k. Okay, so you can register just in 14,000 as of now. How to fill the exam form and where to register, I've already given the link here. It's pqc.ici.org. Just go on this link. You'll have to fill an exam form which will cost around 500 rupees, and just by registering here you can go forward with your taking up DISA. Now, what kind of exams you have to give when you decide to go for DISA? Immediately after you register, you'll have to pass a certain MCQ test. It will consist of 30 marks. You'll have to obtain 60% to clear that exam. So yes, you'll be given a module of around 800 to 1000 pages, but you don't need to go through all of it. You can just go through like some of it. Even if you go through like 30 or 40 pages of it, you'll be good enough prepared to appear for the MCQ test, and it can be cleared with minimum effort. If I talk in knowledge terms, you need to have a basic knowledge of information systems and audit of information systems, and you'll be able to clear the test. Coming to professional training, if I talk about professional training, don't get me wrong, but you'll have to sit for at least 9 sessions out of 10. ICI conducts this training in batches, so you'll have to register for one of the batches in your city, like you register for MCS or Advanced ITT training when you were supposed to sit for CA final. So yes, you'll have to register for a batch and you'll have to sit in professional training. I think they've started some facility of online training right now in this situation. You can check that out on the website ici.org. Coming to the attendance part of it, 90% attendance is required. Okay. Also, there are some class tests you'll have to go through. There'll be 3 class tests, one project assignment which you'll have to submit in team. So there'll be some teamwork here. Coming to the marks, they'll be of 20 marks each. So you can say 80 marks overall, and you'll require to pass by 60% here. At least 60% you require in aggregate to pass all of these tests. And if you don't clear these tests, you cannot sit for the next level, which is eligibility test. So make sure you clear these the MCQ test, the 3 class tests, the one project assignment. This is all a must for you. All right. Coming to accrual of CPE hours. Now, as you know, that as professionals, we are required to fulfill certain criteria of CPE hours by ICI. The good part is by sitting for DISA professional training, you not only get knowledge or preparation for your DISA, ICI also gives you a credit of 25 CPE hours on attending 10 sessions of the professional training. Coming to completing DISA, if you complete DISA and if you clear the exam, 5 additional CPE hours are credited to you, and you get a total of 30 CPE hours in your account. All right. Now, exam is held twice in a year. The exam is usually called, ICI eligibility ISA eligibility test. It's called Information Systems Audit Eligibility Test. It's held in April and in October, usually on the second Saturday of the month, somewhere between 15th to 30th of the dates. And the third day, the result comes. Did I say the third day? I meant third Saturday. Oh my God, something is wrong with me. Yeah. So coming to this third Saturday, the result comes. All right. Now, I don't want to hide my imperfections, so I'll not be editing this part. All right. Let's keep it real. Coming to eligibility test. Yes, you can only sit for the eligibility test after completing your training. You need to pass your class test and project work like I mentioned to you. ISA assessment test is also to be given after eligibility test. It happens in June if you've sat for your exam in April, and it's of 200 marks. You need to achieve a 60% pass percentage in that. I know this is a little too much for you, ki, oh my God, so many exams, so many levels, but trust me, it's not as difficult as it sounds. All right. Now, I will suggest you to take a screenshot of this slide so that you have this information handy at your disposal whenever you decide. All right, but I will also break this information down for making it simpler for you to understand so that you have a clear idea if you decide to go for it. Of course, the eligibility is that you should be a member of ICAI. The first level would be after registration, you need to attend some professional training classes conducted by ICAI, normally on weekends, with at least 90% attendance. All right, the exams, I mean, the classes are held on weekends mostly. Why? Because all of us are professionals. We are working in a job or we are practicing. So somewhere we can take time out only on weekends, and this is the reason they are conducting classes on weekends. All right. Coming to second level, on completion of professional training classes, you need to clear eligibility test, of course, like I talked about, with 60% passing percentage. On third level, you need to clear the assessment test with 60% passing marks. All right. Of course, for more details, you can visit ici.org. But I've given almost every detail to you here, broken down into convenient points so that you have a clear idea of what you are getting yourself into and how much commitment you need to make. Now, coming to why go for DISA. I was getting a lot of queries on, who should go for DISA. We talked about how to go for it, but this is the main part where you decide whether to go for it or not. Now, the maximum queries are from CAs in jobs or in service. They are usually perplexed and skeptical about the fact, that whether I should go for DISA, should or should I not opt for it? Will it be helpful if I am in information systems department or something like something similar in a company? Now, first, let's take a purview of members in practice. See, what are the benefits of getting DISA certification? If you have partners in your firm who have DISA certification, only then you can go forward with taking bank audits. All right. Now, what is more beneficial with this certification? A certification of concurrent audit would be good if you are willing to take concurrent audits of banks. Now, since there's a concession being given right now, also for young CAs, especially some preferences being given by ICAI, and they're offering good discounts. So you'll save around 6 to 7,000 there, and even this course, the certification of concurrent audit, this can be undertaken right now. Now, if you have any future plans of practice, if you're already in practice, if you're working in service, but you plan to open your practice later on, if you're working in a mid-sized firm in auditing department or systems audit department, in a big four in systems audit department, or I know people who are working in jobs right now, but they do plan to open a practice firm later on. This course is a must for you. All right. Since it's being given at a concessional rate right now, it's just better to do it at this point of time. All right. Coming to for members in service. Now, what happens is it will enable you to get systems audits and bank audits. All right. But what other opportunities are open for a person once they get DISA or CISA certification? Professionals who are wanting to explore the field of IT audit, great field for them. For professionals who are unsure of what they would want to pursue and would like to explore, you can also take this to explore your area of interest. Information systems audit is a growing field. It has huge scope in the future. So what you can do is you can take this and analyze. It's not that costly. You can manage it if you're already working, and it will help you to clear out your doubts. So yes, I think yes, so here I have some screenshots of the self-service portal of ICI website. You have to go to the post-qualifications courses window. Here you have to click here, Information Systems Audit, second option. This will take you to another portal which will give you a link to the PQC portal. You have to click on this link and it will take you here. Now, Information Systems Audit, if you scroll down here, you get an option to register. And yes, that's the end of our DISA presentation. I hope this made some value addition to your knowledge about this course. I've broken down as much information as possible. In the next video, I would be covering CISA. So I hope you like this video. And of course, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. It's called Bhavna Ki Bhavna. And coming to liking the video, if you liked it, please leave a comment below, give a like, and you can also give me future suggestions for what videos you would want. All right, till then, bye bye.